I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Welcome to episode number 38 of the OpTic podcast. Today, probably like the best group to do a podcast. Two people that do it consistently.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I was like, what threw me off was that last part.
Yeah.
The consistent
Well, I just
part.
didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, me, an avid podcast creator and listen tour.
You're a fanboy.
I am. I listen to it. I come from a culture where information is everything, and the more of it you have, the better equipped you are to handle any situation in the world. I've had conversations with Judith where she's like, because she knows that I've had like limited education. I went to like maybe half a semester of college. And she's like, how do you know? Huh?
Did you graduate?
What, high school? I literally just said that I went to half a semester
I know,
of college.
But,
yes. Did I graduate on time? Is that what you're asking?
I mean, I just wanted to know if you did.
I didn't graduate on time from Wheeling High School. I was supposed to be class of 97, ended up being class of 98. I represent 97, though. And the reason that I failed is because there was a prerequisite that you had to do swimming class to pass gym class to pass and get all your credits. I didn't know how to swim. Contrary to popular belief, not all Mexicans know how to swim. Okay, but I didn't do my swimming, and it wasn't until the summer after I was supposed to graduate that I learned how to swim at some chick's pool that we used to go to.
So you were like 20 learning how to swim?
You graduated when you were 20? You graduated high school when you were 20?
No, but
I was 17.
I'm rounding up.
17 when I learned how to swim.
See it because you always
I was
call me
16
30.
when I got.
So you were 20 when you graduated.
Yeah.
I'm 30 right now. But damn, you didn't learn how to swim until you were 18?
Yeah. I didn't
Did you
have
learn
access
how to
a
swim whilst skinny dipping?
No.
Were you naked?
No, but
When you
everybody
learned?
no.
Everybody else was.
No. We were
You were learning how to swim and they were naked chasing you.
Well, when you say naked
That's how you learn. Naked people just chasing action.
I learned because I was trying to get away from the nakeds. That's why we used to as a group. There was the emo kids, there was the gang bangers, there was the jocks, and then there was the nakeds.
Yeah.
And then the nakeds were the ones that were always out of control that we had to get out of. But no, I did. And think about this, right? And speaking of things that I started too late or I did too late in life that I should have been.
Oh, you got a list of those, huh?
Yeah, I do. That same year, you know how Hutch hates that he was circumcised when he was a kid? Mm-hmm. And he is like,
I didn't know that.
He hates it. He says that he is deprived of, I think, 4 billion sensory.
Yeah, same. I feel the same way.
Wait, what?
You're.
I'm snipped.
Okay, good.
So
I was good.
Yeah, it's good. It's clean.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's clean.
Same.
Wait, so you're deprived of what?
No, he was. But I told him that I willfully opted for that option at 17 years old. I wasn't originally.
Yeah, but what was the thing? Like you're deprived of
4 million sensory receptors
so
in
it's
your
like
in your weenus.
More sensitive?
Yeah. So it feels better per Hutch.
Fuck.
Per Hutch and per science.
Yeah.
So you feel the same way.
No.
If you could go back, you would put the hood back on.
Nah, it's ugly.
Well, why do you care?
Because like
You're not a girl. I mean, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like, what? You're not the one that's presenting. Like you're the one that's presenting it, not the one that's being presented to.
That's just weird.
It's just like
you don't watch a porn with it, do you?
with
a hood.
With a hoodie?
With a turtleneck.
I'll tell you what I don't do. I don't search for, can I see a hoodie,
non-hoodie
video.
crew neck.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so I was late on that as well.
That's crazy.
The first time that I ever smoked marijuana was that same year. So the year 1997 was a very transformative year for me. All through high school, never drank anything. Never drank a sip of liquor. I've never to this day smoking a full cigarette. I've tried it, but just like a puff, just to prove a point. But I've never taken more than 2 puffs of a cigarette ever to this day.
Dang.
And also super straight edge. I didn't put the X on my wrist on my what do you call it, backhand. Because it's just not that I do. But all my friends were like, "Well, what's up, man? You're a pussy. Why don't you drink? Yo, smoke this, And it's just not for me.
But what about drinking? It's
never.
When you were like that young. Not really.
Never. Not. My first drink was when I injected marijuana.
You injected marijuana?
No, it's a joke. It's what.
Wait, you drank and smoked at the same time?
No, but it was like on the same summer. It was a graduation, and I just needed a couple more credits to do that, so I had to go to night school, and I was a bad student, obviously, and I say obviously because there's no way that you guys see me as now in a class setting, just sitting there writing. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Hex just has the same exact personality at the age of 17.
Hex is like fighting with the teacher.
Yeah.
So
no, you're wrong.
1 + 1 is 2. No, it's not. 1 + 1 is obviously 11 because if you put the
no.
ones
Well,
together,
that's what the teacher. No, that's what the teacher. I was saying one. I don't need to be told water sweat. It's pretty much what I was telling him. Okay, it's common sense.
Yeah.
You'll be okay if your common sense is at a 99 percentile, or let's say 95 percentile. You're gonna be better than somebody who's an A student that has no common sense. Farther in life, is what I'm saying. But anyway, how did we get to that?
I don't know.
Something about you just being a late bloomer, the wiener hoodies. I don't think I was
learning how to swim. You failed high school.
Yes. Yes. I didn't. I went to half a semester of college, but I don't know why my education was a part of the thing. This is why I love doing podcasts with you guys, because this conversation just murdered it.
Yeah, we do that in Flycast. I'll rewatch a Flycast, and it's just like we start a point, and I remember what I was gonna say, and we just never finish it.
Yeah.
You know who?
That's why I have to watch myself, because I always like at least cut you off.
Oh,
yeah.
He's like,
and I'll just like you'll say something that'll like make me think of something, and then I'll cut off what your point was, and then it's like 30 minutes later we're like, wait, what was the point of that entire thing?
Yeah.
But that's just how it fucking happens.
Yeah. So anyway, I went to half a semester of college, and I don't know why we said that. Like, I literally don't know. But
yeah, that is weird. Why'd you bring that up?
I think you brought it up because you say you didn't even graduate high school.
But why'd I bring that
let me
up?
ask you. Let me ask you this: why did you? How is that even a question?
What do you mean?
In your brain, there's a possibility where Hector didn't graduate high school. Why?
Because I just don't know what your like childhood was like. Like, I don't know if you. Like, I know you were born in Mexico. I don't know how long you were there.
Was I born in Mexico?
Like, I don't know how Mexican schools are. I don't know, like, when you moved and how your, like, teenage life was.
All right, I'm gonna rock it for you.
Like, you could be like, nah, if you said, no, I never graduated, and, like, I was working with my dad till blah, 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 I'd believe it.
Well, no. I'll rock it for you.
I was working with my dad at 16, blah, blah, blah.
Nah, I was born in El Paso, Texas, which is, like, across the border. Let's just say here, I was born here at Launchpad City. And,
wow, so you're born in Texas.
Yeah,
welcome
and
back.
then... Thank you. And then I lived at the Emerson. That's Juarez. That's how far away was my birthplace to that. Like, literally a river separating, Mexico for that. And then at the age of 13, we moved here. My dad at the time used to work as a security guard / cop for the Lotto, Mexican Lotto, or the Ciudad Juarez Lotto. And one day he was doing this round collecting the money. Some guy pulled up to the truck that they were in with a gun. They hijacked them. They took him to a cemetery. I think I'm blurry on that because my dad doesn't like to talk about it. But they stuck a gun to his head. They took him to a cemetery. Luckily, they didn't murk him, but they took the money and that. And then I remember I was playing soccer in front of my grandma's house, and he was walking up the street, up the hill, because they're like a lot of hills over there. They're concrete. It's not dirt roads. There are some dirt roads. But anyway, I saw him, and he had blood on the side of his head. And I'm like, holy shit. So I ran to him. I'm like, Pop, what happened? In Spanish. He's like, ¿Qué pasó? Right? And then he's like, I bumped my head in an air conditioning unit. 2 weeks later, my mom decided that we're moving to the United States.
How do you say that in Spanish?
8th grade.
So it sounds more dramatic. And then what does he say?
Well, first of all...
It's actually pretty good.
No. Well, why do you lower your tone? You're like, look at this voice. No, see, no one talks like that. Okay. People do talk like that. I said that, and then I remember one friend of mine. I was about to call him a homie from high school. He was a homie, and he did say like the essay, like, "Yeah, man, no, not dying." Anyway, but yeah, that's. I was born in Texas.
Yeah,
so.
I remember that story. So when did you move? Wait, so you were born in Texas. When did you live in Mexico?
Up until 7th grade. So I went all the way through 7th grade there.
So you were like 12.
I was 13. 13 and a half is when I was here. 1993
and you moved from Mexico to
straight
Chicago.
straight to
That's
Wheeling
crazy.
to
How
How
Wheeling,
did you
Illinois.
get there?
Damn.
A plane?
So you've been there
Oh.
for.
Oh, my mom had
Sheesh.
family there.
Oh,
My mom had previously lived in yeah. So it's a thing where Mexican kids go to the United States to make money, and then they send a lot of money back home to help. My mom comes from a 11 sibling family. She was number 6. So there's 5 on either side, 5 younger, 5 older. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to only have one kid. Because overpopulation, yeah. And I saw what my grandma, who means the world to me, and my grandfather, they had 11 kids, and those 11 kids since I was at my aunt Julia's house, and she's so cool. She's like the world to me as well, right? And she had a chart of people that spawned from my grandma and grandpa.
Jeez.
Bro, 103. We're probably like at 104 now that my nephew is born. But out of 2 people, 104 other people came
That's
to
crazy.
be. That's
Wait,
old.
out of 2 of your grandparents?
Yeah, but on my mom's side.
Just your mom's side?
Just on my mom's side.
Grandpa, grandma on your mom's
Yeah,
side.
and then
spawned
11 kids.
100.
11 kids, and those 11 kids all had families, and all those kids had families, and all those kids had families, and all those kids had families. Yeah. We have, like, obviously I have when I say I have the best family in the world, I mean that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing cooler than
Maybe. No, I mean, like, you might actually.
If we get enough.
Like, I wasn't comparing ours. I'm saying, like, you have mine beat.
But yeah,
Because I think we're at, like, 20 or something average.
yeah, that's a lot though. So I'm just doing my part.
Wow.
Instilling these values in Olivia too. Like, I'm like, yeah, overpopulation, darling.
Yeah, Dad. Yeah.
She's like, I'm like, don't have sex ever.
Jeez.
But anyway, it's been. I think I like this group for our podcast. I mean, at some point or another, we're gonna bring in like business people to do the podcast with me. We had the opportunity to speak to a senator, and that was supposed to happen this upcoming weekend. Unfortunately, that's actually him right there. Unfortunately, this senator is not. We're not going to be in town in order to shoot the video, but it's wide open. It's a Texas senator, and we wanted to talk about net neutrality.
So are you gonna be able to like curse in that one and stuff?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't
Wait,
change.
why not?
Why not?
Is he gonna curse?
It depends on whether or not he curses already. I mean, as a politician, I don't think that you do.
Yeah, that's what I think.
It's anti-political to swear. That's one of the reasons why I don't think that I'd ever be a good politician, or a representative.
So
Oh,
you would
definitely. Well,
You're not running for mayor anymore?
No, I'm not. I'm not running.
damn.
For
What if you became the first Mexican president? Like, you started here.
and now I'm there.
Well, like, you started here, you became the mayor, and you just fucking, like, moved up. Like, I could see it.
Look, with the green wall vote, I think that I could do it.
You
I
could.
think so too.
I think so.
You
But
could. That's the thing. That's the scary part.
But I love.
That is scary.
I love my life the way it is now, and
You'll lose a lot of freedom.
a lot of freedom, a lot of
doing that.
friends, man. Politics gets in
a
the way
lot of
other
hair, a lot of weight.
There's no. Oh, maybe I should do
That's
it. You know how some people like smoke so they can lose weight? I mean, I'm not saying that that's a thing that you guys should do. It doesn't help at all. It's just a mental thing. I was gonna say that I'm gonna join politics to lose some weight. Maybe that'll help.
Probably. It probably would help.
I tell you what would help. If all Mexican food disappeared today, I would be the fittest person ever.
Mexican candy as well.
Where is it?
Counts as food.
Nick finished it off.
You have an extra just sitting there
I just
in your
gr-
pocket.
I just grabbed it from Jay's thing. I'm not gonna suck on this right now, actually.
Ooh, what is it? Wait, no.
Tamarindo.
You have a Mexican piece of candy, and for those not watching, it's a piece of candy on a spoon.
And a plastic
Like,
spoon.
this is a mini
Wrapped up.
spoon
Yeah.
with just a piece of.
So what happens?
What a ghetto lollipop.
Yeah. See, you say ghetto. I say in
Organic.
an unfiltered, authentic way to be an entrepreneur by not allowing money get in the way of your ability to sell stuff. So what the young kids do in Mexico, and I'm talking about 7-8-year-old kids, what they do is they buy a jar of tamarindo, and then they buy a whole bunch of spoons, all right? let's say the whole setup. Let's say the jar of tamarindo cost $1, and then you have 100 little spoons that cost $1. You have a wrapper, the wrappers that cost 50 cents for 100, and then you have rubber bands that cost, whatever. The whole setup right there costs you $5. You're selling these for $4 and then you have 100 of them. Your profits are good. So I see this and I like it. I'll never change it because it reminds me of the fact that you don't need to have money to necessarily make money. Nothing gets in the way if you really want to get something done.
If you were There's
Get outsmarted.
Give me some.
God, all right, but I say that to say this. All right, I don't fucking know.
It's like that one time that he was playing right next to Scumpy, and I was like, "Damn, Scump's so good." And he's like, "Oh yeah, watch this," and he did do shit right now.
Really?
Just the fact that he's like, "Oh yeah, watch this," and he wasn't even doing it.
But for kids, all right, there's obviously a lot of young people watching. For kids that are like too young to have a job, and say if you could,
what's too young? Because these kids I'm talking about are like fucking 5 and 6,
13
7.
to like 16, 17.
You're never
If you could go back to that age, would you be hustling like this?
I have.
You were doing that?
I wasn't selling candy, but I was hustling.
Because there's probably like a 13 to like 17-year-old watching. It's like, I want to be like Hax. Like, I just want to be a hustler.
Yeah, you can.
So what would you do? If you were at that age, how would you?
I'll tell you what I was doing when I was like 5 and 6. Right, I needed
5 and 6.
Olivia's
candy
age.
Money.
Yeah, Olivia's age. Yeah, no bullshit. Olivia's age.
Just flipping candy.
I did. just pretend it was a lemonade stand, but I put it in a lemonade stand, but I put it in my grandma's like patio. So the only people I was selling to was like cousins and uncles and aunts, and they never bought from me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, location's bad. I'm inside. I should be outside for randoms to buy it. Yeah. And then I asked my mom if I could work, and then she asked my uncle who was like a foreman at a factory, and every Sunday I would go and mow the lawns for them. Right? Like really, I'm talking about Olivia's age, like 8, 9. But I'm talking about factory, and I'm talking about like mowing the lawn in 1986, 87, where the technology for mowing lawns wasn't there. I wasn't riding in a fucking car and a tractor. Okay.
Pushing that.
Another thing that I did is on the same factory, I would help my grandfather, my mom's dad, break down cardboard, like rip down cardboard and then package it so they can go sell it. So look, if you like money, you're gonna do whatever it takes to get it. If you don't want to live a certain way, you're gonna do whatever it takes to not live a certain way. So again, these to me is more than just like a ghetto wrapped up candy. I think I see this and I see a young kid that's like not willing to let anything get in his way of making a profit off of something.
I hear you. They start young now. Well, I guess back then too.
Yeah, it's just cultural, man. Like I'll like if Liv ever said to me like, "Dad, I want to do this," I'm always gonna be like, "Yeah." Like I have this rule with I don't have a rule. Jude and I came up with this together. We said we're gonna put money aside for Olivia, to either go to college or start her own business, but she's not getting any of our money that we worked for, because we'll be depriving her of what I get to be proud of, right? The hustle.
I blew all my college money
on what?
On college. Oh. But I didn't.
I blew all my college money.
But isn't that the problem though?
Yeah.
But it also like going to college made me. I don't know. Even though I didn't get like a degree or anything, it's still like kind of put in my head what I didn't want to do, I guess, and maybe pursue something else. So like, I don't know. I still look at going to college like a good thing, even though I blew fucking money.
It's like a $40,000 mistake that taught you.
It wasn't that much. Maybe like 20.
That's still 20, dude.
Maybe 15.
I remember. I don't know. I don't want to say this because it sounds like I'm talking bad about college and saying people shouldn't go to college, which I don't believe. But I just remember sitting doing a paper, and this is while I had originally started grinding to do something in esports, and I was just doing college at the same time, and I was just writing this paper, and I forgot what it was about. It was about like nonsense, like something like in psychology. About like the history of psychology and the original freaking professors and taught you something, and so you're supposed to write up about it basically. So I remember I got to like the third or fourth page, It was like a 7-page paper. And I just couldn't go on anymore. And I was just like, I remember just like staring at it. It was like 2 a.m. And I was like nobody's ever going to read this. Like I'm doing something, getting graded on it by one person in order to them to tell me my worth in a class and for me to pass the class. And nobody's ever going to know the work that I did in this class. Like no one will ever see it except for one person. And I just couldn't get over that. And I was just sitting there. I'm like, this one person is telling me my worth. And not only that, I'm doing all of this work to show my worth. And it's not being seen by the world. It's being seen by one person. And it just frustrated the hell out of me. And all for that, for a major that I didn't even know if I like loved. Dude, like ever since
get it
that
off
one,
your chest.
Ever since that one moment, I can't get over fucking.
I feel like you've been waiting to get that off your chest or something.
No, it's just
this
like
one moment. It's been haunting.
Dude, it's just
forever.
like, well, I always have this one moment that like pushed me over the edge, and I just couldn't get over it. I remember, I will never forget sitting in my kitchen trying to fucking do that.
I was never
paper.
a good student. Never. I always hated school.
So, but I don't know what the. I don't know what the like the fix for it is. I don't know.
There is no fix. I don't think. I think that
Is it a scam,
I think
though?
it makes sense of where you're at.
Look,
now.
I think the educational system here in the United States is it's like highway robbery, man.
Dude, yeah.
It's highway robbery to the point to where like it's ridiculous that everybody here, and if you're listening to the podcast and you're young enough to make a difference, you have to make a difference, because this is something that will continue to go on for as long as we allow this to happen. And I'm not calling for a revolution, but I am calling for a little bit of accountability on yourself to say this is enough. Okay, and I'm not going to turn this into anything political, but unfortunately, I mean, even the political system needs to be changed by the youth, man. And I say, it's ridiculous that you. And what's worse is that you know for a fact that if you go to Canada, you can get free healthcare. If you go anywhere else in the world that is a first world, country, you can get free, just basic human needs, man, and rights, the rights to medicine. Like, who the fuck
That's what I'm saying. I had to pay 200 something to get my lymph nodes shrunk.
what did that count as cosmetic surgery, or
What? I don't know. It's just fucking.
it's a joke?
Well, they put a shot in my ass, and it cost $200. I'm just saying that should be free.
Was it
silicone?
Was it silicone, or was it like?
He doesn't know.
Well,
They said
type
put
of
on
If you're
your
getting
steroid.
silicone, if you're getting silicone implants, then that's cosmetic surgery because you're trying to get your peach to look a little bit plumper.
Nah, my peach is fine. I've been doing squats.
Wait, tell him the story about how they asked you or told you needed a shot.
Oh, so she said I was getting a steroid shot, and I was like, all right. She came back in with it. And she was like, do you want to be standing up or laying down? And I was like, I guess standing up, and I put my arm out. She was like, and she was like, no, I'm gonna need to see your tush. And I was like, she said tush.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? That's weird. I was like, okay, I guess laying down.
Well, it's a good thing that you weren't wearing the usual thongs then.
Yeah, right. That'd be embarrassing.
Can you imagine you just got out of the tanning bed and you're obviously wearing your Speedo, your banana hammocks, and then you get in there.
Banana Speedo.
I've
She's
never
just like, what
I've never
the-
been to a tanning bed, so I've never worn a banana hammock.
Me either, obviously.
I have, but I tan naked.
Come on.
I have. I've been to I've used a tanning bed plenty of times.
Please don't tell me you put a
Naked.
sticker on your area to make like
Nope.
that one part. You know how girls,
Like a
go
little
tanning
heart right
and they
here?
put the little Playboy
Oh,
bunny and the
yeah.
heart.
I would
Nah.
do a Playboy
Say,
bunny.
but the look that you just gave to the empty space right here, as you thought about it, you kind of regretted not having thought about doing it
What
before.
if we made OpTic cutouts
For tanning.
for tanning? And you have little
What if we
OpTic-
made OpTic temporary tattoos for your Vans?
That would be dope.
I do want to
Big
get a
timer-
neck tattoo.
No, come on. No, you can't. Unless, listen, I'm not. You have to be so confident within your life that you know exactly what it is that you want to do in life to be able to get neck tattoos.
I just know what I don't want to do, and that's anything that would prevent you from doing it if you had a neck tattoo. If that makes sense.
Damn. get counteracted.
You did.
Intuitive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good. I respect it.
I wouldn't ever want to be somewhere where I can't have a neck tattoo. So
What would you get?
I don't know, something cool, just
OpTic
like
logo?
just like a little something.
Something cute?
Yeah. So if you see me, you're like, oh shit, he's got a neck tattoo.
No, they're like, holy shit, look how cute that is. Right? It's like, that's a cute tattoo.
Either way
They're
works.
going to be like, does he have a neck tattoo?
Wait, what is that? Is that an ice cream
Nah,
cone?
they'd be like, oh shit, he got a neck tattoo.
Wait, is that an emoji? Is that an emoji peach? Is that a peach emoji?
Just the
Wait,
big-
okay, if you could, if you could get an emoji tattoo, if you had to get one emoji tattoo, what would it be?
This
You
on
have
my
to-
butt cheek,
The
the
scary
scared face
with
on my butt cheek. Pull down my pants. It's just look at that.
So the
shit.
next time you get a tush shot,
Yeah, exactly.
she's like,
pulls it down. Looking at her.
what would you get?
I don't know.
No, I don't know what I get.
I honestly.
What's
have
your
no
most
idea.
used emoji right now? Look at your phone.
Is that like the one in the top left
Yeah.
Is it?
of your text?
I believe.
I don't know. Let me see here.
Go to your emojis. Scroll all the way to the left.
Mine is the green heart.
Mine's the laughing, like tears and
Mine's the thank you or prayers one.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's like
You
thank
use
you.
that all the time.
Is it
and you
brown?
use the
one that I
laughing
love
emoji.
using lately is the
Oh, yeah.
it's applicable for everything. You know what I hate about Jude? She uses the upside down smiley face for everything.
Yeah.
For everything,
I
bro.
love-
I even made a graphic where like I did frequently used, and I don't know, I'm not a Photoshop guy, so I went into FCP and then put Final Cut Pro and then put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 25 tracks of the same emoji, so I can put them all lined up and then take one screenshot and be like, this is your most frequently used emoji, and it's just that upside down face for freaking everything. Okay, I'd be like, hey, I gotta go to the store to buy a filter for my lens. Just making that up. She'd be like, upside down smiley face, and I'd be like, I don't know what that means. Or she'll hit me, or she'll hit me up and be like, Henry just hopped on the island in the middle of the thing, smiley face upside down. I'm like, okay.
Damage.
It's like Olivia is sick and has a cough with a lot of phlegm. Upside down smiley face. I don't know what it means.
The first time the upside down smiley face came out, I thought it was evil.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because
it,
it's
like,
the opposite
kinda
of smiley,
is.
right?
Well, it's
People would
like
say-
smiling, but it's like smiling with like a.
Imagine if I just looked at you right
Troll.
now and all of a sudden my mouth was on the top of my head, smiling at you. Like that's
Yeah, it's
evil.
like-
No, but it's not like that. It's your eyes are in the same place. It's just that it's like, oh no, you're right.
Yeah, it's the whole.
I look at it like a sarcastic smiley, like I don't know, like I just stole $1,000 from you, upside down smiley. Like you kind of screwed the person, or it's like bad news almost.
It's just I don't know. I just don't understand like her inability to click out a different emoji.
I like when girls use emojis.
Why?
Is that weird? Like I think it's like
Playful and
Hot.
sexy.
yeah. Like
Wait,
as,
well, this
as
is
feminine
huge,
as
huge difference between hot and playful
as
sex.
feminine as it sounds, it's like cute when a girl uses emojis.
What about when a dude uses them?
It's still cute.
Anytime somebody texts me, like any of my friends from high school use emojis, and it's a roast session.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's
That's how-
people
that-
were made different back then.
I mean, that's how I used to be.
Yeah.
Like one of my friends, whenever Facebook like was still pretty new, one of my friends was like the first guy that I had never ever known to use like the smiley faces and the hearts,
Yeah.
like the original, like not the
Like
emoji,
the
like the actual like
Greater
brackets.
than,
yeah,
or the less than
three.
Yeah.
less than 3, and then the colon parentheses or whatever. He would use those, and all my friends would be like, "God, he's so flamboyant, like
Yeah,
you're
like
so feminine. Why are you using that?" And nowadays, I'm just like, green heart,
Yeah.
hard eyes.
Yeah,
Just-
I use this as like
Right.
this symbolizes, and I mean that I'm like, I thank you a lot, and I wish I wanted to type like thank you a lot. But here's this one
Thanks.
emoji that symbolizes that. It means thank you, and then it means prayers, and it means. But the fact that she uses that one for everything, I can't get over it. And I ask her, my baby, why? She's like, well, because of this. And I'm like, fuck, how does that make sense in your brain but not mine? It's just one of those things. So if you could get one tattoo, we didn't get around to what tattoo would you get?
Oh, the emoji?
Yeah.
Probably either if I'm being realistic, probably either one of the suns or like palm tree.
Too try hard.
Sorry, I'm not.
Wait, why are you looking for it now?
Because now I want to see if we're going through like all the emojis. I thought we were just talking like smileys. But if we're doing all the emojis.
Why did you think we were just talking about smileys?
Because smileys are like, I could get a.
I'm looking now because now that you're trying hard, I want to try hard.
Yeah.
I'll probably get Harambe. Harambe would be a cool one to get.
That would be a good one.
Harambe.
I'd get a taco. 1,000%.
Oh, the tacos are good.
Fuck.
Whenever
I get a sushi.
Whenever the taco became an emoji,
yeah,
I remember Taco Bell just tweeting their entire like
characters.
Availables.
Yeah,
was just the taco emoji.
143 characters or whatever it is,
and it got like a ton of retweets. And I was like,
I get the yin and yang. That's yeah.
The yin and yang.
Yeah, because I want that tattoo anyways. Oh, it's basic. I know what you're thinking.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I was a big proponent of that back in high school. I was all about
but I would get it in like a cool way, not just your typical yin and yang.
Yeah,
tattoo.
how would you get it then? When you say cool,
know.
like
I'm
would you get like a banana on one side or like a peeled banana on the other?
Ooh, that's not too bad.
There you go.
Ow.
There you go.
Oh shit! Here we go. That's way easier.
Yeah, look, it's what's called common sense. The fact that you didn't even give it a shot to fix it was like the weird part.
But I didn't want to mess it up.
It's all good.
Like,
I will say we do have one of the worst setups ever.
Very true.
I watched screenshots from the Face podcast, and I was just like, damn.
I haven't seen it yet.
Every
time anybody tells me to see it, they're always like, "You guys should do what the Phase podcast does because they're blowing you out of the water, and they're so much better than you at everything you've ever done.
And you'll never be on their level ever.
Be in their life, and they're just better than you." So it kind of put a salty taste in my mouth. So I don't want to watch it and just be like, "Fuck."
They're right. Like, fuck. No, I think I don't know from a setup. I haven't watched it either, but from a setup standpoint, I think that
they had I keep saying we need whenever we figure out where we're gonna do this.
We know where we're gonna do it. We should talk about it right now.
Where? Because I don't know.
In the Hex studio.
Yeah. So we just need to hire somebody.
But when's that? That's not
March 1st. Less than a month away.
That's still.
It's 5 podcasts.
It's like 7.
Bro. What is going on there?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I've lost 2 pails. I've lost 2 pairs of nail clippers in the past month. Obviously, I haven't found them yet.
I have one. No, what's weird though is you have really thin. I feel like I can bend your nails.
You can.
Mine are solid hard, bro. Just
really? Like thick.
Not even thick. They're just hard.
Do you remember when girls would do this in school? I used to.
I would do that. I used to do the.
Yes.
What? I have never.
Listen.
I used to that.
Let me see if it. Sorry to all you headphone users.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that has changed since we came here? Have you guys gotten a little bit more accustomed to the new version of OpTic?
The nuances.
So I tell you, at first I was nervous about making this new step and then bringing in people that that we didn't all personally vet as far as who, and obviously they're not coming on to be a part of OpTic. They're just here
you mean those guys to support.
Out there. Yeah, my people out there. There's I'm J-Sol, fucking super cool dude. Yeah. I'm really happy that this happened because I think that's one of the dudes that I do get along with a lot.
Sure. Yeah, I'm excited. So I like it.
Yeah,
it was definitely a good move for the better.
I'm talented.
I'm excited.
Same.
Dude, Hitch is depressing me lately.
Yeah.
He's bringing 2017 energy into 2018, and I don't like it.
It's more of Nick bringing 2020 energy into 2018, and I just can't handle it.
Yeah,
yet.
calm down.
Let me live.
You
no,
are.
like the second we got in here, like I'll show people the texts. What did you call the podcast? The
Noobcast.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I got here. Never mind. I'm not gonna complain because that's 2017 shit. But I did say, where's Bose? Or I said, who's gonna be on the podcast?
Who's
and
gonna be the fourth?
Yeah, who's our fourth for the podcast? And it was just us three. I was like, fucking Noobcast.
Yeah.
We need Bose.
Why is that not 2017?
Not that we
energy?
need Bose, but like,
how is that not 2017 energy? But do we really need anybody else? Because
we don't need anyone else.
What I'm saying is that there's been times where we've been in a podcast and I've been like the only one talking for like half an hour. I feel like this podcast has been like a steady flow of everyone talking, which is why I'm saying that this should be like the core three for the podcast.
Instead of, I think we should always have you and one other person that can carry in the same podcast, whether that's Big T or Nick. But it's like
me.
Yeah,
I'm not a podcast.
No,
carrier.
you are though. I mean, whether you fucking choose to admit it or want to be it, you are.
Compared to other guests that we've had, you talk,
you murder,
and you carry.
Yeah.
But I think we should always have
it.
two of you guys in, because when it's just you trying to carry a 4-person podcast or a 3-person podcast, it's so obvious. It's super obvious.
Yeah.
That's when Hex could do that though.
I can. Yeah, of course.
Well, it's happened.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I think that just comes with like years of training of trying to like get people out of their shell because when you come into OpTic as a professional gamer, right, as a professional player, that's your job. And for the majority of your time, you've only been talking to your teammates. You've never been in front of the camera. You don't know anything about, just basic PR rules, right? Like the look into the camera, like do like all the basics for the past. as he gives the back to the camera, I think.
Oh, this is fine.
Give the back to us.
I actually can see you guys. So.
All right. Well, I think the number 2 issue here is that once we have and I know the problem here is that when I talk about this, I literally catch myself going in my memory bank. And going into my memory bank and realizing that I've said this before. The second that we move to the new office, like we're gonna have the 3 cameras, one steady, and then one shooting me, one shooting you guys, and then a merge of that. The problem that is that we haven't found the right editor to do this, because you can't be doing what you're doing and then edit a 3-track video like portion of that to focus on me when I'm talking about, focus on all of us when we're all talking.
It can't be difficult though.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do it?
I could if you pay me. I'm not editing that without being paid.
No, it's not. It's not going to be edited.
But it's like literally all you do is sit there and watch it.
The part
and whenever it's there, it's talking. You
there needs to be one person. It needs to be like the Joe Rogan or like the
have like one person sitting here and like editing it live.
Yeah. It's as simple as that. I think
3 hotkeys, and then they also
look, Elgato. If you want to sponsor this podcast, get with some of the people in there and send us the stream deck. I think the Elgato stream deck will do it, right?
That's
because now.
uses.
Right, I could literally just be. I could be the one that's sitting here like doing this, and after I can guarantee that after.
No,
like,
I don't think you should.
Well, I'm not gonna.
That'd be a distraction. You could, but
no. Distractions would be if we did this live and one of you had the chat open. That's the worst thing you can do in a podcast. I think.
What do you mean the chat? Like
when
a live stream?
Yeah, like a live stream. If you're live streaming,
you're talking about live streaming it
now as a different option. Because people have been asking us, like, how come you guys don't do this live? A lot of people do podcasts live. Yeah. And I think we could, but only if there was somebody out there vetting what and filtering which questions they want to throw. Like every so often, every 10 minutes, would be like somebody in the chat said this, and
that's
you're like,
a 1-person job too. Yeah. 1 person to sit there, look at the chat, and click the buttons whenever whoever's talking.
Should we do it live though?
As long as we're not the ones looking at the chat, yes, because it won't be distracting to us. It is a problem though when the people that are doing the chat have their Twitch open just to see chat, because I've seen podcasts where people are like just looking off to the side and it's just like distracted because they don't have anything to offer because they're having their own conversation.
Probably a reason I haven't seen their podcast.
Yeah, that's
but everybody does their podcast live. Like H3 does their podcast live. Joe Rogan does his podcast live.
Yeah.
So it's like people do their podcast.
I just
live.
never watch a podcast live.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either. But I've been sitting there racking up like thinking in my brain like what we're supposed to do with our Twitch channel now, because it could go like 3 different ways, and that's kind of the way I want to go, is to eventually just like stream stuff
everything
live.
Just everything live.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a thing, something like the smooth competition contest, I think that could be live, but it would have to be like vision. It would have to be pre-edited. Because if you do it live as that, like there's a lot of reasons why we don't do it, because sometimes there'd be occasions where in the beginning, as we were learning all this process, there were times where we would have to shoot an entire round of competition because either a camera fell or you know what I'm saying, and we had to recut and redo that. The competition aspect was always a competition, was true competition, but the actual production and setup and direction of it had to be reshot several times. So something like that couldn't be shot live. I don't think.
We're bringing smooth comp back. 2018.
Well, it's easier.
Right.
It's gonna be so much easier now that we have like 17 soccer fields there that are at our disposal,
and people here,
and everyone here.
Yeah, everyone here.
Yeah, I mean, even we could even do a smooth competition where we take the BR guys, Bahawaka and 17 and all those dudes, and we make them captains, and then they get a team of 3 for a smooth Fortnite battle royale
paintball thing.
Paintball thing.
Smooth comps were like.
So there's a paintball place right here. There's a golf cart thing right there.
What is the local? There has to be a local paintball team.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Because there was one in Chicago that I wanted to like do like either a podcast with or like collab with for Smooth Comp.
Yeah,
but it didn't end up working out.
A local paintball team?
There has to be. Yeah.
Why would you want a podcast then?
What?
Why would you want to podcast a local paintball team?
What are you talking about, podcasts?
Well,
I think you accidentally.
Smooth competition it.
Yeah, smooth comp or podcast. I mean, just seeing somebody make a profession off of paintball, that's got to be interesting to have a conversation with.
I didn't know you were into that. That was just like so left field to randomly mention.
I want to.
We were just talking about BR and about we could do paintball.
Can you do, bro? How about we do a BR paintball simulation, like with all of us, right? And we set up. Is that what you're talking about? Set up weapons in different places, ammo.
Dude, have you ever seen the Node guys do that?
No.
They do a PUBG one, and they literally set up everything inside of a paintball field, and they drop in / just run down, and they find things, and they literally. There'll be a pistol on the ground, or there'll be like an AK on the ground, and it's all like airsoft guns, and so and they're all wearing GoPros, so they'll click, they'll reload the gun, and then the editor who does it all in post puts in the PUBG sounds whenever they shoot the airsoft guns. Airsoft guns sound like ding ding ding, ding, but they put in like the actual like PUBG sounds every time they shoot.
Have not seen that.
Yeah,
It's sick.
It's pretty.
All right, somebody else is already doing it, but I think we should still, maybe give it.
Dude, there's so many good like like the Chinese shows or whatever, or like the funny ass shows where they go through like obstacle courses.
Yeah,
like, we need to have stuff like that,
like a Wipeout episode.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
I
saw one thing where it was like a huge hill that they have to climb up, but it's all like covered in oil. Yeah. And they're all just like in Speedos and stuff. And like they'll get to the top and then slip and then knock everyone else down as they're falling.
People in Speedos, people are wearing like the dinosaur costumes. Like, that would be disgusting.
That kind of stuff would be hilarious.
I think so too. I mean, I
like imagine Crimsix just like.
In a Speedo?
What?
Like climbing up a wall, falling as he gets to the top, knocking over Damon.
In your estimation, on the 2 seasons that we did for Smooth Competition, let's say it was how many episodes? Do you remember how much it was? How many episodes? It was
like 30 or something like that.
All right, let's just say out of those 30 episodes, how many times did Crimsix rage quit?
3, 4, something like that.
There was a time where
I felt like it was half the time.
Well, because he was probably only in 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah.
So he rage quit literally half the time.
Yeah.
Literally rage quit.
Which one's your most memorable Crim rage quit?
Definitely the one we had to cut.
The
one
Jacob's Ladder.
Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah.
He said he went like this, and he was like, I'm gonna get it. And we're all like, dude, we're cutting this. Like nobody else can get it.
Yeah.
And so he's sitting there like. And then he flips over and he goes, fuck this, man. I'm out of here.
It was always
He's like, I didn't want to do this to begin with.
What would make it worse is when it'd be a part where everyone would like be laughing at him.
Yeah.
Like
Because we knew it was coming. As soon as you see like the blood start boiling, you're like, it's only a matter of time before he quits.
Crim is like my spirit animal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I could just like rage and not give a shit about what happens next. My most memorable one was definitely when we were playing the soccer outdoor foosball soccer, and then the drone's coming down, my drone, and then he's like everybody's like moving out of the way, and then he's like,
Ian grabs it with one hand and it goes.
and then he's like I'm like no let it drop. He's like grabs it, it starts chopping away at his arm, and then he's like. And then throws the like as if the drone was an animal.
Made a mistake.
Yeah, he grabs it and then throws it on the ground. I'm like, yo, don't treat my drone like that, man. Like that's like if you don't know how to grab it or land, you shouldn't have grabbed it. That's my drone. I can't believe you do that.
He was
We were
like,
all sitting there like, what are you doing?
he was trying to think of anything. I remember he looked at me and was like, why'd no one else grab the other side? And I'm just like, what? Like two people just grab each side of the falling drone.
Yeah, because it's got an auto land feature. How about you get the fuck out of the way?
Yeah.
And then
everyone else is just backing
Dude,
up.
that was Nick's favorite smooth comp.
Wait, which one was that?
when he got
Foosball
when he got kicked in the
Oh
nuts.
my god, that was the worst idea ever. I hate Flame Sword. He is so dumb, man.
It's like one of the only times I've ever seen Nick
Wait,
like,
why-
get actually pissed.
Yeah, but why was Flame
Because
dumb?
he was the goalie, so it's like he would get the ball all the time. And it's like we're 3 feet away from each other, so it's like, you know, have some common sense of how hard to kick it. And he would just drill the ball as hard as he can to kick it every single time. And it just like sometimes it just like hit you, and it's like it was like a real soccer ball. It shit hurt. And
then
we were
right
just
after that,
we couldn't move
Scumpy got
anywhere.
hit in the nuts?
We're stuck on ropes, and he's just kicking it as hard as we can. He can't move.
Yeah, he would literally just destroy it. And
It's
Nick
like,
was
what
right
are
in
you
front of him, just
doing?
like, just getting hit.
Come on, your
constantly.
team.
And I'll never forget it. Mike ends up kicking it, and it gets past Nick, and it just goes through everybody, and it goes into the goal, and Mike screams, every comeback story, every Cinderella story starts with a comeback. And we were all like, what?
Yeah, like he was planning that. I remember.
Every Cinderella story starts with a comeback.
Comeback, and then it just goes super quiet. Then it's like, what
Nick
did
was
you just say?
Nick was heated, dude. Like his hair got redder, and his face was just beat
Tomato?
red. Yeah, it was.
He
bad.
was the guy. They built Tomato Town after him.
Yeah. Oh, Tomato Town.
Bro, what do you have you played Fortnite? Because
No.
you were big into PUBG and you were big into
No.
I'm sorry, you were big into H1.
Yes.
Huge into H1.
Dude.
Have you played the better H1 yet, which was
I've
PUBG? And better
played-
yet, have you played the better PUBG, which is Fortnite?
PUBG, I don't like. Fortnite, I
Ha-
played a couple
Fortnite's
games.
Fun. Fortnite's fun.
I played more on the PS4 than I have computer, just because my friend had it on his PS4.
Yeah.
I played it a little bit, but I don't know. I never got into it like that.
Dude,
I for sure will play the PC one.
Are you bringing
more,
back gaming videos for 2018?
but
Or
kinda,
you're leaving that shit back
maybe.
in 2017?
I don't know. We'll see where.
That shit back in late 2016.
We'll see where.
What'd you do last year?
I fucking learned a whole new art. What'd you all do?
Oh, this is true. All right. It's not easy.
It's not fucking learning shit when you're 26 now.
Are you 26?
It's hard to
I thought you were
learn
29.
now.
Be serious.
Oh, just turned 26. August 15th, 1981.
Jeez. Are we gonna talk about what all is going on in YouTube?
No.
Not.
Yeah.
With the Logan Paul thing?
Logan Paul, Jacob Paul.
Wait, what do you call it?
I don't know how did that start?
I don't know. We were just like mumbling people's names.
Oh yeah, we were just like mumbling one time for his vlog. He had his
Risk 'em.
camera on. He was like, "Oh, we were just saying something," and he said, "I just want to be Logan Paul," like talking about Logan Paul, and I was
Logan
like,
Paul,
"I
Jacob
just
Paul."
want to be Jacob Paul," and then so every time anybody talks about Logan or Jake Paul, we
It's
just go
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, Jacob Paul, and I don't know how that started, but it's
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you all see his video? I guess.
His apology?
No. Did you
Oh,
see
I
the
didn't see-
actual? Video?
I
I
haven't
didn't
even
see. I've never watched a single one of their videos, and it's just not my thing. You know, I'm not saying that they're bad. I mean, obviously they're successful at what they do. But there has to be a point, and I've been guilty. If I as Hector, with a tiny channel in comparison to these dudes, I'm talking, if I have the foresight to know that if I say that someone's sleeping in Big Timer's bedroom, or to not say Big Timer's replacement ever, they should have the common sense to not put. I mean, first of all, you have the YouTube guidelines. You can't even put naked girls on. Can you put naked girls on YouTube?
No.
Or dudes?
No.
Okay, so you can't put dead people on there.
Dude, at what point do you lose fucking track of reality in like vlogging? Like, how does it register in their head that it's okay? That it's okay to not only film the person that's literally hanging on a tree behind them, but to sit there and like get it, like to see that and still just like hang around it for footage. Like they stayed there and were just like getting footage of it.
Would you not be freaked out if you were around a dead fucking body?
I would get the fuck out of there and call the cops.
Fuck
like
that. Do you think I'm going up to
and
him?
even when they got out of the forest or whatever, a guy was like, "Hey, you guys aren't supposed to be in there," and he was like, "Too late, man. We saw a little too much already. You got a dead guy in your forest."
He said that?
Yes.
I didn't see the video.
Like, I didn't see it until yesterday. I still haven't seen the vlog, but I just saw like a 2-minute clip on Twitter, and it's just like, how are you not like more emotionally like distraught about like just seeing a hanging dead person? Man. It's like their first instinct, it wasn't reality. Like you can just tell they're not living in reality right now. Like their head's just not there to fucking do something like that. Like it's like borderline, not psychotic, because I don't think like Logan Paul and them are like crazy. Well, they're crazy, but they're not like psychotic. I'm worried about them. They're just like in a different, like, his first instincts and how he reacted, and even the people around him, it's just like they're forgetting they're living in a fucking like actual real world.
You just don't. I don't know. In my opinion, the odds of two people going viral that many times by doing crazy stuff, like getting in a fight with your brother, kissing your brother's ex-girlfriend, making a diss track on your brother, making a "We're Happy Again" track on your brother, and doing all, and like fighting banks in a club, like doing all. How many times can you go viral before people are like, "Are you doing this shit on purpose? Like, are you hanging around?"
I don't think it's on purpose. I think they just are those people, and it's not people that I would, I guess, necessarily be friends with. Yeah. Like,
well, would they be friends with you? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I just know we're not like on the same fucking.
Yeah.
Frequency.
No, I think one of the things that happens, and especially in young people, is that you don't know how to react, because everything, like, and I've had this discussion with like several people around, like, about Scumpy, right? Like where people have been like, you know, he needs to be a little bit better at this, or I'm just talking from a business standpoint, and be that, and he needs to be more punctual. And I'm like, you guys are forgetting that this dude is like super young, and I've defended him more times than that I care to count, because they're like, no one knows what it's like to be that young, that successful with all that money so quickly.
Yeah, I'll say the same about Logan Paul as well.
Yeah,
like I can say it's easy for me to sit back in my point of view and say that. Yeah, but if like I had his, you know, fame and money, and if I saw a dead person with my camera out, knowing like no offense, that's like look at what it's done. Everyone knows about this. Like, it's like gold. I think for vloggers.
You know, yesterday I read.
I don't know how I'd react if I was in issues.
Yesterday I was at the Mavs game, and then I looked up Dirk Nowitzki, who's been in the league for 20 years. I don't know why I'm transitioning to this, but it kind of. I'll bring it back. I'll reel it back in. All right. He's been in the league for 20 years. He has sacrificed $194 million in contract discounts to stay with the Mavs. What this means is that obviously he had the opportunity to make 194, but to stay with the Mavs, he said no to the 194. Wow. Okay. And I think, oh my God, I lost it, but it was such a good one. No. And I think that that sort of sacrifice that comes with saying like no to that much money to be able to just reel it in and be like, all right, this is I can live without this much money because I already have this much money.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that knowing, where the fuck was I going? You're gonna have to cut
Maybe
this.
knowing that.
No, hold up. Because we're gonna cut this because I can't seem like a fucking idiot that can't keep my head because it was such a good fucking point.
Knowing that Logan Paul already has that amount of
No,
money.
no.
He doesn't have to film a dead person. And then,
That's
No.
my point.
No, fuck.
You already have that much money. Why do you need to film a? Yeah.
Well, it's not even that, right? It's you're obviously successful. You've obviously done this like so many times. There's some things that you don't need to do in order to, to continue to be as successful as you are. You don't necessarily need to like go that extra step anymore, brother.
Yeah.
Like you've done so well for yourself that why do you need to have that shock and awe to that level? I understand, and again, you will never know what it's like to be that. We will never ever know. And I think that reels back to what I was saying earlier about like him sacrificing $194 million in contracts. It's like I think that we as OpTic have almost done the same thing, and I wish that there was a true graph to say OpTic sacrificed so many millions of views and so many millions of new fans because we didn't take the shock and awe approach that other people do, and I don't know. I think that it worked out in the end because of the position that we're in, but I think that sort of responsibility has to be something that's instilled with you from the beginning because it's really easy for me to film the one time that Seth and Nadeshot were literally about to get into a fight to the point to where Scumpy was so mad that he punched a hole in the fucking door, or the time that Crimsix came downstairs at the Scuff House and then threw a hard ass cookie.
Oh, that was on camera.
that was on camera.
Was it on camera?
I got that on camera. Yeah.
But did you post it?
I can't remember if I think I gave the footage
It's
to
up
Mike.
there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, well that shouldn't have gone up. Is what I'm saying. Like there's so many opportunities that we could have had from a drama standpoint that we could have like gone out there and it would have been like content that people would just gravitated towards because it would have been promoted by my man's Keemstar and then do like what I'm saying, like it would have heightened the eyeballs on OpTic, and at some point or another, as we were saying, like you have to be able to say, you know what, I don't need to necessarily shock and awe this fucking thing. Because it's just common sense. Man.
Yeah,
where's
where's the limit for
where's the humanity? Where's the humanity in saying, does this man have a fucking family? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why am I gonna put someone's parent on fucking blast like that?
Stuff like that's just like being a human.
He was just
who
saying
you are as a person.
Oh my God, it's like fucking disgusting.
I don't even know what he was saying.
He said shit like, "Oh, this happened this morning. Oh, that's crazy." He's fucking turning colors. Like he was saying shit like it just happened. And it was like,
and then to raise awareness, like that's what pissed me off. Like when he tried to pass it off as like I
did
didn't.
He say that?
Yeah,
yes.
well he had to defend him. I get it. You have to defend yourself when you're that sort of status. And again, we will never know because we're not in a position to know that to know what it's like to have all of this like influence and all of this power to be able to sway that. But when you are so irresponsible as to say that you're doing it to raise awareness when that was not the thing, and then all the kids that follow you are like, oh, he's a good person because he was trying to raise awareness towards that.
No,
it's a mistake.
That was not in your head until you fucked up.
And they're crazy, like the culty following shit that like happened prior to that. Or like that is like the scary part is that the video got 5 million views before anybody started talking about it. So his core audience,
was okay
5 million people saw the video and didn't think this is kind of bad. Like or didn't like actively say anything like against it.
Yeah, I'm sure it just took like one bigger person to like spread it. Like,
and then because obviously everybody that doesn't because they play YouTube like a game, and it's like what is the next crazy thing
they're the
do?
Scumpy of YouTube.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
So it's like and so everybody else in YouTube that does YouTube video that doesn't necessarily play YouTube, like they don't share the same fan base. So then once all these people like the big ups, like I don't know, like Casey Neistat and like that whole Like, yeah, when they get wind of what all is happening in Jake Paul and Logan Paul's world,
Yeah.
just like, what the hell is
Well,
this?
as YouTubers, you have a responsibility to protect your job because you're literally giving people a bad name. It's the same thing with like when the fucking the stupidity from this fucking that swatted and got a fucking man killed. Like the stupidity, bro. That has to happen in order for that to be a thing, man. It's like and it's like, at what point do you realize as a kid that what you're doing is not just happening in a fucking box in a screen inside of that it's not a linear thing, that there's a 3D world behind it that's affected by anything and everything that you do. And it pisses me off because I'm a father, obviously, and I think of things differently because of that. And to think about what the families went through last, at the CW event when they were, they're there to compete in a cheerleading competition, right? Imagine like the fear, and then we just coming off of what happened in Vegas, where it's a concert, people are shooting into the crowd. I saw a mom and a daughter running towards the bullets. Like like so much things that innocent people don't have to be privy to, right? They don't need to experience that sort of bullshit. Kids don't have to experience that sort of bullshit. And then when you have this dude with this massive audience with kids that are watching him on a daily basis, I know because a friend of mine from high school has 2 daughters that are like 11 or 12 that are watching them, and they're like, yeah, we love, like, oh, it's like, this is Hector, he's a YouTuber, and I don't consider myself that. I don't say that, but and I'm like, oh yeah, who do you watch? They're like, oh, I'm a Maverick, and she's whatever the fuck else, and I'm like, and I'm thinking, I'm like, they saw this person like a dead body, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they from what they saw, it's okay to be around dead bodies and talking about like funny shit around it, and this sort of like, yeah. As a parent, until that happens, you can't blame yourself for allowing that to happen. You know what I'm saying? So it just pisses me off that it has to go to these sort of extremes before some people get some fucking common sense and say, maybe I went a little bit too far.
And it's just, everybody was posting, like, usually when situations like this happen, they post like the screenshot or the live YouTube count of people losing subscribers, and people were doing that, and he wasn't losing subscribers. He would lose 2, gain 4. Yeah. Like, I mean, he
after 24 hours, I think it was like 2,000 subscribers that he lost.
Yeah, but then since then he's gained like 70,000 subscribers. He's gained 70,000 subscribers, and he made I think his apology video has like 10 million views.
I will say that I've never looked at his Twitter account the same way that I've never looked at Winona Ryder's Twitter. You know what I'm saying? That's just not my interest. Okay, I'm not saying that.
Same here.
I'm not saying I'm like, oh, I'm cool. I don't fucking watch. You know what I'm saying? Because people they do that, right? I knew a Call of Duty kid that said that he didn't know who Sean Anders was when Sean Anders was the biggest thing in Call of Duty at the time. So I knew that he was just saying that to be cool and say, oh yeah, I don't watch that.
Yeah,
shit.
for sure.
I'm not saying that. All right. I have looked at his account since.
Right.
Just to see that more than I have, because I never did.
Yeah.
So it was like I can see why people like why it works in a sense that you get that sort of like notoriety, and then people just want to see more to see if you like. I wanted to see what people were saying from his apology. I wanted to see how many people were defending his stupidity, and I wanted to see like what. And there was people defending him. Some fucking. Some young kid was like the dude that was defending him had to be 15, 16.
Of course.
Okay, and he was like, dude, we all make mistakes, man. We're all human, and I'm like that. Just like let him go. Like, who cares?
Well, what just sucks now is like these like 15 and 16-year-olds. Like, no offense, but like they like have a voice now. Like they can be like back in the day, if like something crazy happened, no one would care what a 15 or 16-year-old would say. None of that's ever on any kind of media outlet. It's just not heard. But now it's like we get to hear what the young people have to say about everything too.
It's crazy, man. I just don't. And then like one interesting thing that I saw is that this person that is bilingual from Japan, lived around the area, like wrote like a huge thing about that forest and about like what it means to the that culture.
Mm-hmm.
It was like what you guys don't understand is that like a white kid coming in with a camera using that forest that is like sacred to an extent, it's like it's not a positive thing. It's like this is like like a cultural like holy like I don't know, but the fact that a white kid's coming in and using it as like a creepy campground for his vlog footage is just disrespectful in a way that we wouldn't be able to comprehend. And so the fact that not only he did that, because even if he had posted like camped out in Suicide Forest, like it still would have been disrespectful to that. But the fact that he found that and then used it for views, it's like unbelievable.
Then on top of it, he's wearing like a Pikachu hat and shit. It's just like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Like it's the more you look into it, like because anytime anybody messes up on YouTube, that daily vlogs, there's a part of me that wants to be like, well, when you're living for a vlog, like you can't really blame the person.
And that's what we're like. We tried to find that side of being like you don't really necessarily know how you'd act if you found a dead body, but
it would not be like that. This is the one time that a vlogger's like fucked up where I was like, I would not have done that.
Yeah.
Like everything else is like, well, I can see like where he's coming from.
Like even talking about it, fine. Showing it.
That's
fuck me.
Yeah, dude. Going up to him and censoring.
He really went up to him.
The guy had a wallet in his back pocket and he was like looking at the wallet. Like you could see the outline.
I would be so freaked out. Like,
how are you okay? How are you? Wait, why are you so comfortable around dead bodies? Question number one. Number two, how are you so comfortable about people hanging?
Dude, I was whenever the apology video came out, I was hoping it was faked, because I could see how somebody would fake that, and I'm sure I think 40 to 50% of what the Paul brothers do is fake. So I was just praying to God that was going to be fake, but the fact that he just came out and said all these things.
Look, when you're in the entertainment business, as they clearly are, obviously Disney and all that shit, like you are awarded some leniency when it comes to your creative and how you structure your story, how you structure your drama, how you structure the characters that are in your realm for that. But don't for one second think that just because you have structured your own little world a certain way, think that everybody's going to conform to that sort of mentality. And it's obviously clear that it literally just got away from him. Reality literally escaped him, and he was living in this pod that he had created for himself and for his brother and for his audience that allowed it to him.
That's a good, what would you, metaphor or something?
Analysis?
That's a good thing that you said. Like, it made sense.
I appreciate that you followed it up with that. So thank you. Very, very well worded point that I just did, followed by an award from the award master acceptor himself. What you just did there with words, it was very photosynthesis.
It was very London-like.
Yeah. I think we're good, right? I think we're at an hour. We don't want to waste any more of your time. We will see you sometime next week. No. I mean, you could. It's got rapper, but anyway. Any closing comments on anything that we talked about, Nick? Anything? What do you have coming up?
I want to say this. I don't want to be a podcast that like talks about drama and like tries shitting on people. Because I do feel like we just kind of shit on fucking.
We didn't. No, and we don't. How many opportunities? Again, this is what I'm talking about when we say that we as OpTic have sacrificed millions of views and millions of that by not talking about shit that's none of our fucking business to begin with. True. Okay, so in this situation, was that bad that we had to talk about it because it was serious. We had to say that this point, definitely should be brought up because I think it needs awareness of what happened. That like people need to know like that's not okay. I think that the more people that say that was wrong, the more one of the kids that watches that is gonna understand that thought it was a mistake. Yeah. That it shouldn't have been a fucking mistake. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I know for a fact that if I let Olivia sleep in the backyard by herself in the dead middle of winter, that she's gonna freeze. Okay? Fucking common fucking sense. Yeah. Okay? Common sense, okay, and I could have used Henry, but I wanted to make a real good point. They get it, you know. So no, we're not shitting on anybody. We're raising awareness of the fact that was not right. And people, as far as much as you can apologize for a mistake, there are just some mistakes that are just goddamn unforgivable. Yeah. And by God, this is one of them. Yeah. And I don't know why I said goddamn and by God in the same thing, but you know what I'm saying. Chill. Come on, man. There's people out there that
Yeah. What about it?
Anyway, what do you got going on this upcoming week that you want to talk about? I mean, you guys just
really.
released your 9th episode of the Flycast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're shooting the 10th one
Today.
Yeah,
Probably
today.
later.
What's the thumbnail gonna be? Because I say your thumbnails are fucking
Our thumbnails
fire.
are
Mixed 90s mixtape type of dope.
I came out with the last one.
Yeah.
You like that one?
I do.
The urinal?
Yeah, and not because of anything else. Because aside from the fact that it was a dope picture, not like, ooh, Nick's looking at the shrimp. Yeah.
That's funny. That's what I call his wiener. Shrimp. So shrimp, you doing anything?
What do you got going?
Doing a full this weekend's my birthday, so every or starting last year I do like a full day stream, and then it closes with a bot tournament, which is a 3v3 Call of Duty tournament, and then each team of 3 has a bot on their team to make it a 4v4. So I always just like go in there, and whenever my team gets knocked out, I cast the rest of it, and we just watch the bot and see if it does anything crazy, because it's super like the bot has clutched. It's been a round 11 bot versus bot.
No,
all
it
the
hasn't.
humans died, and so everybody's just screaming at their bot trying to get it to clutch, dude. So it's like some crazy stuff happens. And this year,
How does that? How did that end up? Like, who made the mistake? Because it's artificial intelligence at that point,
right?
And there's no way for them to analyze or predict the psychology or history between, like, in this situation, this player would more than likely go top because I played him against last tournament.
Oh, yeah. No, they just go into a corner and sit, and then the other bot is thinking. One bot plants,
has to plant, yeah.
And so he plants, and then he goes into a corner and sits. And then the other bot, as soon as it plants, turns and says, I have to defuse.
Yeah.
And so it runs up, and if it runs into the other bot sitting in the corner, it'll kill it.
Yeah.
So that's ended up what happening. The bot clutched and diffused.
Yeah.
So that was like that was probably the greatest moment in the bot history. Well, there's also like one bot that quickscoped 2 people in one round. And
Is that against Embos, right?
Yeah, it was against Bose. He turned on Bose and
Really?
sniped him.
Oh,
yeah. So that one's that tournament is always a lot of fun, and apparently the bots in World War II are insane. So Saturday, that's all I'm gonna be doing.
Tomorrow, as they're watching this.
Tomorrow, that's all I'll be doing. And this year for my stream, all the proceeds will go to charity. So that's something cool that I'm gonna do. It's the first time I've ever done like a charity stream by myself.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so make sure to tune in twitch.tv/Hitch.
Our ride.
All right. Can you get that chance to just Hitch?
I don't know. I think somebody else has Hitch, but it was like somebody legitimate. I don't know.
Oh, someone legit? All right.
Maybe. I'll ask Twitch.
Speaking of artificial intelligence, I'm going to be going to CES. I'm going to be playing on a friendly match against Forpheus.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's going to be legit. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where
That is
robotics
funny.
go in the future, man. Because a lot
You're
of people
playing
are
at ping pong, right?
It's real easy to ping pong, but it's really easy for people to say, like, to see the negative in some of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you're never gonna be as steady, sewing an artery together or fixing a nerve in your brain together. You're never gonna be as steady as a robot is ever gonna be as a human. So I think that it's really easy to condemn the robots, to say that they're gonna take over and take care of take us out. I think that there is a lot of good that's going to be, coming from robotics, in my opinion. So I'm really psyched about that technological part of what I'll be doing at CES. And I'm going to be going from here to Vegas, Vegas to LA for the first Overwatch match, for the Houston Outlaws. And then from there, I'm going to go back to Vegas. I'm going to do, business there. And then from there, I'm going to fly straight to NOLA. I'm going to meet you in NOLA. Or are you coming with me to Vegas? NOLA. NOLA. You going to NOLA?
I don't know. We'll see.
We're going to
I
NOLA.
have nightmares.
The weekend after that, we go to League of Legends, those 2 games, and then the weekend after that, we go to Mexico City
For Gears of War.
for Gears of War.
Dude.
January is gonna be nuts.
My vlogs in January are going to be fire. This is going to be the first time where I've committed to say I'm not going to go out and party until I finish my vlog, and then I go party. So that's going to be the toughest part for me. Anyway, we've spoken long enough. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, please remember to leave a like, thumbs up, share it with your friends if you thought it was a really good one. Subscribe if you haven't. And this is the previous podcast somewhere up here. Hitch, hit them with the music.